it captures to me the kind of story of the life of Jesus, but it's also the temptations that come to every one of us. Everything that was there, we're going to hear. I mean, you've all heard that expression, well, who's the offer? Let me tell you how this is going to work. You know, how many times have people offered you amazing deals? You know, would you like to buy a diamond just for, you know, we got too many of them, it's driving the price crazy. You can get this diamond for $5. Wow, what a deal. Yeah, you get exactly what you pay for it, don't you? Well, sometime in life you learn that maybe people are not telling you the truth. Here's Jesus out in the wild, out in the wilderness, and he's being tempted, and literally, this is the battle. This is the start of his ministry. He's immediately before he's been baptized, and he's driven into the wilderness, and the start of this battle takes place. The battle is for us. The battle is for your soul. The battle is for your eternity. Literally, Jesus is starting right there, facing the force of death. He knew when he went into the wilderness, it is life and death. At any point in there, he had said, yeah, I can do that. No problem. Okay, it's just a little. Nobody will notice if I just do a little. You know, maybe I'll just have a ham sandwich with you. You know? We wouldn't be here. There would be no salvation. I mean, this was that big a deal. So his little bit of tempting has a profound impact on us. The first temptation, Jesus out there alone, facing death, I think that's a pretty brave thing when you know it's coming. I think we all look forward to those kind of times when you can kind of stand up and do something that later in your life you can say, wow, that was a seminal moment for me. That's what it was for him. I mean, he discovered his backbone. He discovered who he was. He already knew this, but it was put to the test. There's something about being tested. You know, you ever exercise and you just keep pushing, you find out how far you can go. And if you keep repetitions on the same exercises, you get stronger. You get more endurance. You get better at it. That's what testing does. God doesn't bring us to the test. God uses the test to allow us to grow in our strength. So there's Jesus. Literally, the first temptation is you're hungry. See all those stones? Don't they look like loaves of bread? Doesn't that look like it? Okay, I might not make it through this sermon. That is, Moose makes the best bread. It's like San Francisco sourdough bread. Oh, I just love that stuff. Put a little bit of garlic butter on it. Oh, I can imagine. There's nothing more, I think, erotic than fresh baked bread smell in the house. You just, I love it. I mean, it just fills the house with goodness. You walk into a house that just had bread baked, and you go, wow. If they don't invite you to have some, you don't go back. It is so good. You know, I mean, that's the temptation Jesus is getting. He can smell it. He can taste it. He knows the texture of it. It's just a sensory, almost overload experience. Wouldn't you like some of this bread? Just turn these stones. How easy it would be. I'm here he is sunning out. He created everything. Surely he can easily make a stone into a loaf of bread. I mean, that's no sweat at all. The temptation really isn't about food. The temptation is to misuse the gifts you've got. To take the gift that God gave you to be used for his purposes and use them for your own selfish ends. Boy, how many times do we get that offer? To misuse our gifts. What if he just said, oh, sure, nobody would ever notice. I'll just do a little miracle about the stones. Oh, there they are. I wouldn't have made it. Every miracle, the intention of every miracle is to point to God. Every miracle is to bring glory and praise to God. And literally, when healing happens in your life, I'm the recipient of the healing, but it's to point to God who brought about the healing. Miracles are always something that points away from us and point to. If Jesus his stomach. That would have been like a total violation of his purpose. He said, no, I'm not going to do that. Don't tempt me. There's kind of rejection of God's providence in that. There's a rejection of God's care for you. If all of a sudden I have to take care of myself, God's not going to do it. What happened there? When did I stop trusting God? Here, just do this. It's really easy. You can do that for yourself. One problem I had with situational ethics is the whole illustration we use, if you're starving, certainly God wouldn't think it's wrong for you to go and steal food. Well, yeah, God said, do not steal. It didn't have a little asterisk saying, unless you're really hungry. He said, don't steal. Stealing takes away from another their labor, takes away their future. It violates the rights of another person. All of a sudden, I can just justify all sorts of things. If it's me that needs it, I need it. Isn't that the core of every addiction you know? I need it. I don't care about you. I need it. And once that happens, families that are destroyed, lives are destroyed, businesses are destroyed, just because I just need that stone turned into a piece of bread. Jesus said, no, don't tempt God. Let God feed you. Let God care for you. Let God's providence be there for you. It is. God is always there. And we're the ones that also get to do it. In the Old Testament, I love that story about Jacob and his brother Esau. And remember what happened? Esau got so hungry, he came in, Jacob made this wonderful pot of stew, and he sold his birthright for a pot of stew. Yeah, I'll give up being the firstborn. Would have been a different patriarch. Probably would have been much better. Jacob, I really worried about him. He was kind of a sleazebag, you know. He was like me. I wanted to have somebody who was like Esau, who was a good guy, a nice guy. Except he let his needs get in the way of what God promised. And he literally sold his birthright. How many times do we get the offer? All through life. Just take care of you. Forget about everybody else. You're important. You need me. Whispered in your ear over and over. Wow. Jesus said, blessed are those that hunger and thirst after righteousness. He pointed to the bread. He said, this is my body, given for you. He used the very same temptation, now turned it around and made it a gift to us. Takes more than bread. Live on the Word of God. Okay, second temptation. Kingdoms of the world. Everything out there. You can have everything. Did you ever suspicion that maybe Satan ran the world? Mm-hmm. There are moments, you know, that you get that feeling. You look at what nations do to each other, what people groups do to each other, what, you know, North Dakota does. and you think to yourself, my gracious, is that really true? I'm not sure if that's true or not. I can't imagine Satan could ever tell a truthful statement. I don't think the devil could ever give a straight-ahead truth. I think everything he does is a lie. And so for him to say, I own them all, I think he was selling the broken bridge. You know, I don't think he had title to what he was trying to sell. But certainly the nations of the world reflect a lot of times that kind of antipathy about God, that kind of anger about God being in charge. Don't nations try and do the same thing that God promises to do? They want to be in charge of our life, want to provide our security, want to take care of our needs, want to make sure that we're all okay. There's nothing wrong with caring for each other. But sometimes nations get way overboard on the way they want to do that. And you suddenly find that they have found themselves opposing God. And that's exactly where you get that kind of a sense of the kingdoms of the world, the nations. I'll give you everything. You can have power, you can have control, you can have all these resources for yourself, Jesus. Wouldn't you love that? You can tell people jump, they all jump. You can tell them, well, we're beat up on those guys, and I'll beat up on those guys. Whatever you want to do. Now, I thought, isn't that like a crazy idea? You know, to say, you know it's the Son of God you're talking to. And to say to him, would you like that power? And he goes, well, duh, who do you think you're talking to? If Jesus doesn't have power, who does? I mean, he already had all the power in the world. But think about us. How many people, remember, you know, all these TV shows and movies, when the guy sells his soul to the devil, he pricks his finger, he signs his name in blood, you know. Well, you don't actually get that contract. But how many times have you been given the offer? Wouldn't you like to get ahead? Wouldn't you like to be powerful in the company? Wouldn't you like to have everybody love you? Wouldn't you like to have control over these situations? Here's all you got to do. And there's always just a little bending of the rules, just a little bit of a lack of ethics, just a little bit of, you do that, you're okay. No problem. Nobody will ever know. Really? That's exactly the offer. Wouldn't you like to have all of this for yourself? Just say yes. Just say that I'm in charge of your life. Worship